Welcome to Manual Mode, where we read the manual, so you don't have to. This episode covers The Legend of Zelda for the Nintendo Entertainment System, developed and published by Nintendo and first released in 1986. The game was created by Shigeru Miyamoto and Takashi Tezuka and originally launched in Japan as a Famicom Disk System title, before arriving on the NES more than a year later. This game established the foundation for one of the most influential adventure franchises in history, introducing open exploration, dungeon progression, and iconic characters. Its success in 1986 proved that home consoles could deliver deep, non-linear fantasy worlds, setting the tone for every Zelda game that followed and shaping the future of action-adventure design. The Legend of Zelda takes place in the Kingdom of Hyrule, a land protected for generations by the Triforce of Wisdom. When Ganon invades Hyrule and steals the Triforce of Power, Princess Zelda breaks the Triforce of Wisdom into 8 pieces and hides them across the land before she is captured. She instructs her attendant, Impa, to find someone brave enough to stand against Ganon. Impa eventually encounters a young hero named Link, who chooses to take up the quest. His mission is to recover all 8 fragments, reassemble the Triforce of Wisdom, and confront Ganon to rescue Princess Zelda and restore peace to Hyrule. When you first power on The Legend of Zelda, pressing select cycles through the options for starting an existing game, registering a new one, or eliminating a saved game. Pressing start will launch the selected option. When registering a new game file, use the D-pad to select a character, then press the A button to lock it in. Pressing B skips ahead one character in the name field. When you are satisfied with the name, press select until register is highlighted, then press start to save it. When you want to remove a file, pressing select cycles through the save slots. Press start on the file you want to remove. When finished, press select to highlight elimination end, then press start. When you begin an adventure, use the D-pad to control Link's movement. Pressing the A button executes Link's primary sword attack. If Link is at full health, pressing the A button fires a sword beam across the screen in the direction Link is facing. Taking damage disables the beam until Link is fully healed again. When not at full health, the sword strike is a short forward stab, so you must be close to enemies to land a hit. Pressing the B button uses whatever item you've selected on the subscreen. To access the subscreen, press start. From here, you can select which item to assign to the B button. Use the D-pad to highlight the item you want to equip, then press start again to return to gameplay. Pressing select during gameplay pauses the game. From the moment Link steps into Hyrule, the game gives you freedom to explore the overworld in almost any direction. Discover caves, secrets, and optional upgrades at your own pace. You'll encounter shops that sell essential supplies, gambling rooms where you can risk rupees for a chance at profit, old men who offer cryptic clues, old women who sell potions once you show them the right item, and fairy fountains where Link can have his health restored. The world is designed around curiosity. Burning bushes, bombing walls, and pushing blocks often leads to hidden rooms, shortcuts, or valuable rewards. The overworld mostly remains persistent. Secrets you uncover stand covered, and major discoveries remain in place permanently, but enemies can respawn when you re-enter a screen. The overworld is populated with many enemies. Combat is real-time and centers on Link's primary weapon, the sword, which you acquire from the cave on the starting screen and can be upgraded twice during the adventure. Link also gains access to a variety of secondary weapons and tools, such as the boomerang, bow and arrows, magic wand, bombs, and other special items that expand his combat options and allow for different strategies. Taking damage triggers a brief period of temporary invincibility, giving Link a moment to recover before he can be hurt again. If Link loses all his hearts, he collapses and must restart from either the starting screen or the entrance of the last dungeon you entered, while keeping all items and equipment you've collected. Link can restore his health by collecting hearts dropped from defeated enemies, fairies, and potions. Link's maximum health increases over time by finding heart containers, which permanently add new hearts to his life meter. Dungeons form the backbone of the game's progression. Each one is a self-contained labyrinth filled with enemies, puzzles, locked doors, and a unique item that expands Link's abilities. As you explore, you'll find keys to open doors, a map that reveals the dungeon's layout, and a compass that marks the location of the Triforce Fragment. Every dungeon culminates in a boss battle, and defeating the boss gives you a heart container and access to the Triforce Fragment. Bosses do not respawn, and Triforce pieces remain collected forever. Dungeons reset their normal rooms whenever you leave and return, restoring enemies and puzzles, but their major rewards stay claimed. Together, these systems create a gameplay loop built on discovery, challenge, and gradual empowerment. You explore the overworld to find resources and secrets, conquer dungeons to earn new abilities and Triforce fragments, and steadily grow strong enough to face Ganon. This blend of free exploration, real-time combat, and incremental progression define the blueprint for the entire Zelda series. The Legend of Zelda includes 2 quests. After completing the first quest, the game rearranges dungeon layouts, enemy placements, and item locations. Enemy combinations become tougher, and some enemies gain new abilities. The second quest reduces the number of free rupee pickups and forces players to gather items in a different order. The overworld remains mostly the same, but many secrets move to new positions. This mode is significantly harder and is designed to challenge players who mastered the first quest. If there is enough interest, we'll dive deeper into the second quest in its own episode. The Legend of Zelda keeps essential information visible at the top of the screen as you explore Hyrule. Link's health is represented by hearts. They turn white as you take damage. Rupees serve as the game's currency. You'll see your current total next to a small rupee icon. Your total keys are displayed next to the key icon. These keys open locked dungeon doors and can be carried over between dungeons if not used. If Link has bombs, the heads-up display shows how many he is carrying. The item currently assigned to the B button is also displayed. This could be any collected tool or secondary weapon selected from the subscreen menu. Additionally, your current sword is displayed in the box representing the A button, making it clear which weapon Link is wielding at any given moment. To help guide you through both the overworld and dungeons, there's a mini-map that shows your location. If you've collected a dungeon map, the mini-map will show blue squares representing the shape of the dungeon. It will also show a blinking red square indicating the location of the Triforce fragment if you've picked up the compass. The subscreen serves as your adventure's control center, providing inventory management and assisting your navigation so you're always prepared for whatever Hyrule throws at you next. Pressing Start opens the subscreen, pausing the action and displaying all your collected items. Here's where you select which item to use with the B button. The subscreen's inventory is divided into 2 main sections. The top row highlights whether you've obtained major progression items by showing icons that appear only after you've collected them. The item grid displays all usable items you've gathered, allowing you to navigate through and choose which one to equip for your B button action. As you explore the overworld, this subscreen also tracks your progress in obtaining the Triforce of Wisdom fragments. It's like watching your adventure unfold piece by piece. Inside dungeons, the subscreen shows both the dungeon map and compass if you found them. The subscreen map reveals the layout of the dungeon as a collection of rooms and their exits for those which you visited. Link's current position is indicated with a light blue square. The Legend of Zelda's entire adventure is built around the items you collect. Every tool, weapon, and magical artifact expands what Link can do, opening new paths, revealing secrets, and giving you the firepower you need to survive Hyrule's toughest challenges. Rupees are the currency of Hyrule. They are dropped by enemies, found in caves, or earned from gambling. Orange rupees are worth 1, blue rupees are worth 5, and Link can carry up to 255. You'll spend them on items found in shops throughout Hyrule to assist you on your quest. Hearts are the basic healing item in the game. Enemies drop them, and picking one up restores a single heart of health. They're simple, common, and always welcome. Heart containers permanently increase Link's maximum health. You earn one after defeating each dungeon boss, and 5 more are hidden throughout the overworld. Some require items like the raft, ladder, or candle to reach. Fairies are great to find whenever Link's hearts are running low. When encountered after defeating an enemy, touching one restores a portion of Link's health. However, there are special locations where you'll find fairy fountains, which are far more generous and will restore all of Link's hearts. Link's first weapon is the wooden sword, handed to him by the old man in the opening cave with the iconic quote, "It's dangerous to go alone. Take this." It's not powerful, but it's the foundation of the entire combat system, and without it, Link wouldn't stand a chance against even the weakest enemies. The white sword is Link's first major offensive upgrade. It deals twice the damage of the wooden sword, which makes a huge difference in the early game. You'll find it in a cave near the waterfall, but the old man guarding it won't hand it over unless Link has collected at least 5 heart containers. The magical sword is the strongest blade in the game, delivering 4 times the power of the wooden sword. It's hidden beneath a grave in the graveyard, and this old man is even stricter. Link needs 12 heart containers before he'll part with it. Once you earn it though, most enemies fall in just a few hits. Link begins his quest with the wooden shield, a simple defensive tool that blocks basic projectiles like arrows, rocks, and spears. As long as Link is facing the attack and not swinging his sword, the shield will protect him. But magical attacks and fireballs pass right through it, so it won't carry you forever. The magical shield is a major defensive upgrade sold for 90, 130, or 160 rupees, depending on the location. It's larger, sturdier, and capable of blocking most magical attacks, including fireballs and the Lionel's sword beams. It can't stop boss fireballs, and watch out for like-likes. If they eat it, it's gone for good. The clock is a rare enemy drop that freezes every enemy on the screen. When you see one, grab it immediately. It essentially gives you a free pass through the room. The boomerang is one of the most versatile early game tools. Found in level 1, it stuns most enemies, instantly defeats small ones like keys and gels, and even retrieves items from across the room. It only travels about half a screen, but that's more than enough to control the flow of a fight. The magical boomerang, found in level 2, is simply a better version of the original. It flies farther, moves faster, and makes crowd control much easier. Once you have it, the basic boomerang becomes obsolete. Bombs deal heavy damage in a small radius and can blow open certain walls. Your maximum bomb carry capacity starts at 8. You can increase this limit to 12 and eventually 16 by purchasing capacity upgrades from Old Man in levels 5 and 7. They are sold in shops for 20 rupees or dropped by enemies. The bow is found in level 1, but it doesn't do anything until Link buys arrows. Once he does, it becomes a powerful ranged weapon. It's especially effective against Pool's voice, which die in a single shot, and it's required to defeat Goma. Wooden arrows are sold in shops for 80 rupees. Every arrow shot consumes 1 rupee, so you'll want to use them sparingly. The silver arrows are found only in level 9, and they're the only weapon capable of defeating Ganon. They work just like wooden arrows, still costing 1 rupee per shot, but they hit much harder and are essential for finishing the game. The blue candle is your first source of fire. You can buy it in shops for 60 rupees, and it lets you light dark dungeon rooms or burn overworld bushes to reveal hidden staircases. The catch is that you can only use it once per screen, which makes secret hunting a slow, methodical process. The red candle, found in level 7, removes the blue candle's biggest limitation. You can use it as many times as you want on the same screen, making it far more convenient for exploring and for dealing repeated fire damage to enemies. The recorder is a powerful tool found in level 5. It shrinks Digdogger so you can damage it, reveals the entrance to level 7, and on the overworld, it warps Link to already completed dungeons. Facing north or east jumps to the next dungeon. West or south goes to the previous. Using it multiple times before the whirlwind arrives skips that many dungeons. Food is a quirky item, sold in shops for 60 or 100 rupees. Its main purpose is to feed the hungry gorilla in level 7, the one blocking the doorway and muttering grumble grumble. But you can also drop it in any room to distract enemies, which can give you a moment to escape or reposition. The letter is given to Link by an old man in a cave northeast of Hyrule. Once you have it, you can show it to the old women who normally refuse to speak. With the letter, they'll start selling potions, which becomes essential as the game gets harder. The blue life potion is the basic healing item sold by old women for 40 rupees. It restores all of Link's hearts once, making it a reliable safety net for tough dungeons. The red life potion is the premium version. It costs 68 rupees and contains 2 doses. After the first drink, it becomes a blue life potion. It's the best value as it can fully restore Link's health twice. The magical rod, found in level 6, fires a magical beam, dealing the same damage as the white sword, and Link doesn't need full health to use it. It's useful against enemies that are dangerous up close, like Wizrobes and Wall Masters, and also some bosses, including Aquamentus, Digdogger, and Gleeok. The raft, found in level 3, allows Link to cross large bodies of water, but only from specific docks. You'll need it to reach level 4 and one secret heart container cave. It's not used often, but when you need it, nothing else will do. The Book of Magic, found in level 8, upgrades the magical rod so that its beam bursts into flames when it hits something. This lets Link illuminate dark rooms and deal fire damage to enemies. Once you have it, the red candle becomes largely unnecessary. The blue ring is one of the most important defensive upgrades in the game. It cuts all incoming damage in half and changes Link's tunic from green to light blue. It's expensive, 250 rupees, but it dramatically increases your survivability. The red ring, found in level 9, reduces incoming damage to 1/4 of normal and changes Link's tunic to a reddish-brown color. It's optional, but it makes the final stretch of the game far more forgiving. The ladder allows Link to cross single-tile gaps. The game automatically places it beneath him when he steps onto the edge. It can be found in level 4, and it's required to complete the game and opens up several overworld secrets. The magical key, found in level 8, unlocks any locked door without being consumed. Once you have it, you can stop worrying about small keys entirely. The power bracelet is hidden beneath an Armos statue east of the graveyard. It allows Link to push certain rocks to reveal warp staircases. It's completely optional, but it gives you access to the overworld's fast travel system. Every dungeon contains a compass, but it usually doesn't appear until you defeat the enemies guarding it. Once you pick it up, it places a blinking marker on your map showing the location of the Triforce fragment. In level 9, it points to Princess Zelda instead. The dungeon map reveals the full layout of the dungeon, every room, even the ones you haven't visited yet. It doesn't indicate doors or visited rooms, but it gives you the overall shape of the dungeon. It's usually guarded by enemies, and in level 9 it's protected by a Patra. Small keys open locked doors in dungeons, and each one can only be used once. Unused keys carry over between dungeons, allowing careful players to stockpile them. You can also purchase small keys for 80 or 100 rupees from shops. Each of the first 8 dungeons contains one Triforce fragment, pieces of the Triforce of Wisdom that Princess Zelda shattered to keep Ganon from obtaining it. Collecting all 8 allows Link to enter Death Mountain and confront Ganon. Hyrule's overworld and dungeons are filled with creatures that follow specific predictable patterns, and understanding how each one moves, attacks, and reacts to your weapons is essential for surviving your quest. Inside the dungeons, each Triforce fragment is protected by a boss with its own unique mechanics and strategies. Mastering both the common enemies and the major bosses is the key to making steady, confident progress through the adventure. Tektites are one-eyed spider-like creatures found in mountainous regions. They move by making large, unpredictable jumps, which makes them tricky to hit with the sword. Red Tektites are weaker, while blue ones take more hits. Staying patient and striking when they land is the safest approach. Octoroks are octopus-like enemies that spit rocks at Link. Red Octoroks are weaker and move in simpler patterns, while blue ones are tougher and more erratic. Blocking their rocks with your shield and striking between shots is the best strategy. Lever enemies burrow underground and emerge suddenly to attack. They appear mostly in deserts and beaches. Blue levers are tougher than red ones. Keep moving to avoid being surrounded. Peahats are spinning flower-like enemies that fly around the screen. They are completely invulnerable while spinning and can only be damaged when they briefly settle on the ground. Timing your strike during their pause is the only way to defeat them. Moblins are bulldog-faced goblins that throw spears. Red moblins are weaker, while blue moblins deal more damage and take more hits. They typically move in straight lines, making them predictable once you learn their rhythm. Armo's statues remain motionless until touched, then spring to life and chase Link. They move quickly and can surprise you if you are not prepared. Some Armos hide secret shops or rupees beneath them. Guineas always appear in graveyards. Some roam freely, and others only pop out when Link touches a gravestone. They deal heavy damage, so keeping your distance is important. Lynels are centaur-like beasts that guard Death Mountain. They are among the strongest overworld enemies, firing sword beams and charging aggressively. Blue Lynels are significantly tougher than red ones. Stronger swords and careful movement are essential. Zoras surface from water and immediately submerge after firing a fireball at Link that can only be blocked with the magical shield. They cannot be damaged with the wooden sword, but they can be taken out with the white sword before they submerge. Gels are weak small blobs, but can overwhelm you in groups. A strike with the sword or boomerang will easily take them out. Zols are jelly-like monsters that split into two smaller gels when struck with the wooden sword. Stronger swords defeat them in one hit. Ropes are snake-like enemies that will quickly charge straight at Link when aligned horizontally. They move quickly, so try to stay out of their path to avoid their lunges. Keys are simple bats that fly erratically. They can easily be taken out with the sword or boomerang. Veers are flying demons that bounce around and will split into two keys when struck with weaker weapons. The magical sword destroys Veers without splitting them. Stalfos are skeleton warriors that move unpredictably. They are common in early dungeons and deal moderate damage. They do not have special resistances, so any sword works. Wallmasters are giant hands that emerge from dungeon walls. If they grab Link, they drag him back to the dungeon entrance. They move slowly but can ruin progress if you are careless. Goriyas are boomerang-throwing dungeon enemies. Be careful, because Link can take a hit from their boomerang's return path. You'll find that blue Goriyas are tougher than red ones. Using your own boomerang to stun them is effective. Wizrobes are among the most dangerous dungeon enemies. They teleport around the room and fire magical beams. Blue Wizrobes move freely and deal heavy damage, while red Wizrobes are the weaker variety and follow simpler patterns. Magical shields help block their attacks. Darknuts are armored knights. They can only be damaged from the sides or back, which makes them tricky to take out. They block frontal attacks and move in deliberate patterns. Blue Darknuts are stronger than red ones, and bombs can help deal with groups of them. Pool's voices are rabbit-like enemies that hop around the room. They take many sword hits, but are weak to arrows. One arrow defeats them instantly. Lamelas are worm-like creatures. To defeat them, Link has to destroy each body segment before he can take out the head, and the magical rod is one of the most reliable ways to do it. Blue Lamelas are far more dangerous than the red ones, and they only appear in the final dungeon. They move much faster and hit harder. Like-likes are tube-shaped creatures that attempt to engulf Link. If they succeed, they eat his magical shield, permanently removing it. They are slow but extremely dangerous because of this. They are also resistant to boomerangs. Dibdos are mummy-like enemies found in dungeons. They will deal significant damage if Link comes into contact with them. They move slowly but are durable, and they require several strikes from the magical sword to defeat them. Moldorms are worm-like enemies similar to Lamelas that move erratically. You'll need to strike each of its body segments to destroy them. Patras are flying enemies surrounded by orbiting smaller Patras. You must defeat the outer ring before attacking the center. They appear in the final dungeon and can deal heavy damage. Bubbles are floating skulls that cannot be defeated. Touching one temporarily prevents Link from using his sword. They often appear in rooms with other enemies, making combat more dangerous. Using the recorder or drinking a life potion can restore Link's sword ability. Opumentus is a dragon-like creature that fires a spread of 3 projectiles. It appears as the boss of level 1 and again in level 7. Staying close to its side and striking quickly is the safest method. Magical sword and bombs are most effective. Dodongos are triceratops-like creatures that walk slowly around the room. Feeding them 2 bombs defeats them instantly, or you can stun them with a bomb and strike with your sword. They first appear in level 2 and again in level 5 and 7. Manhandla is a large plant-like creature with 4 heads. Each head moves independently, and the creature speeds up as heads are destroyed. Bombs are the most effective way to defeat it quickly. Manhandla also appears as a mini-boss in levels 4 and 8, not just as a main boss in level 3. Gleeok is a multi-headed dragon. Each head detaches and continues flying around the room after being severed. Your sword or magical rod are effective attacks. A 2-headed Gleeok guards the Triforce in level 4. A 3-headed version is a mini-boss in level 6, and a 4-headed version guards the piece of the Triforce in level 8. Digdogger is a large round spiked creature. In level 5, the recorder is needed to shrink it into a smaller version in order to harm it. In level 7, using the recorder splits the creature into 3 smaller versions. The smaller versions can be defeated with the sword. Goma is a giant one-eyed crab-like creature guarding the Triforce in level 6 and reappears as a mini-boss in level 8. Its eye must be open to take damage, and arrows are required to defeat it. The blue ones require 3 hits while the red take just 1. Ganon is the final boss of Link's adventure. He turns invisible and teleports around the room while firing projectiles. After hitting Ganon 15 times with the wooden sword, 8 times with the white sword, or only 4 times with the magical sword, you become stunned and Link must use a silver arrow to finish him off. Hyrule is full of dangers that are not enemies in the traditional sense, but still pose a serious threat to Link. These hazards appear throughout the overworld and inside the dungeons, and understanding how they behave is essential for surviving your quest. Many of these obstacles are designed to punish careless movement, encourage patience, or force you to think before charging into a room. The overworld is full of hazards. When traveling through Death Mountain, Link needs to stay alert and watch for boulders that crumble and tumble down the screen. These natural nuisances can't be destroyed, so caution is key. The graveyard is another hazardous area due to the guineas that spawn aggressively when you touch the tombstones. So, unless you are prepared for a fight, be careful where you walk in the graveyard. You'll want to be cautious in desert zones because levers constantly burrow up from the ground. They appear without warning and can surround Link if he stands still, so keep moving in the deserts. Mountain areas often contain narrow walkways where enemies like Tektites and Lynels can corner Link. The hazard is the terrain itself, which limits your ability to dodge attacks. Throughout the overworld, Link can stumble into caves where an old man charges him to repair his door, forcing Link to pay 20 rupees as the penalty. These are traps scattered across Hyrule that you'll want to avoid. Dungeon hazards include blade traps, which are sliding metal blocks that rush toward Link the moment he crosses their horizontal or vertical line of sight. They move extremely fast and deal heavy damage if they hit you. The safest way to handle them is to step just far enough into their trigger line to make them slide, then quickly step back so they pass harmlessly in front of you. Stone statues appear in many dungeon rooms. They can't be destroyed and constantly fire projectiles at Link. They are often placed near other enemies, turning simple fights into multitasking challenges. There are dungeon doors that will close behind you and only reopen after defeating all the enemies or pushing a specific block. These one-way mechanics can trap Link in dangerous rooms until you solve the challenge. While the enemies themselves are the threat, the locked room mechanic is the hazard because it forces you to fight under pressure. Unlit dungeon rooms are hazardous due to the limited visibility. You'll need to use a candle or the magical rod paired with the Book of Magic to illuminate the threats. Navigating in darkness risks running into enemies or traps you can't see. Whether you're picking up the gold cartridge for the first time or returning to Hyrule after decades, there are a few fundamentals that make Link's quest much easier to navigate. These tips focus on strengthening Link early, using limited tools and resources wisely, and picking up the key items that smooth out the game's progression and overall experience. Upgrade your sword as soon as you qualify. The white sword requires 5 heart containers and is found in a cave behind a waterfall in northeast Hyrule. The magical sword requires 12 hearts and is hidden in the graveyard. Neither is mandatory, but both dramatically increase your damage output. It can only be used once per screen, but it's recommended to buy the blue candle early. It's extremely useful for burning bushes to reveal hidden staircases and for illuminating dark rooms. You'll eventually get the red candle in level 7, but the blue candle carries you through most of the game. Be sure to grab the letter in the northeast section of Hyrule as early as possible. Once you have it, the old woman will sell life potions, giving you a reliable safety net for long dungeons. In each dungeon, always pick up the map and compass. The map shows the dungeon layout, and the compass points to the Triforce room. Together, they prevent wasted time and unnecessary backtracking. Bombs and arrows give you safer range combat options, but both consume valuable resources. Bombs are limited, and arrows cost rupees with every shot, so you need to balance safety with economy. Use bombs on tough enemies like Dark Nuts, Dodongos, or Manhandless. Save your arrows for enemies who are weak to them, especially Pole's Voice. They can withstand a lot of sword hits, but they fall instantly when struck with a single arrow. Enemies move unpredictably, so use the environment to your advantage. Rocks, water, and narrow corridors change how you approach fights. Using obstacles to block projectiles or funnel enemies into predictable paths makes combat safer and more controlled. Combat isn't always required. Many overworld enemies can be avoided entirely, and sometimes it's safer to move on rather than risk losing hearts. This is especially true early in the game when Link has few heart containers and weak equipment. Overworld screens rarely contain more than one hidden entrance, and if a screen already has a visible cave or staircase, it usually doesn't hide a second one. This helps you avoid wasting bombs. In dungeons, bombable walls typically connect to rooms already shown on the map, so focus on walls that align with the layout to conserve bombs. Keep an eye on the number of rupees you've collected. Since you cannot exceed 255, anything collected beyond that is wasted. Spend them when you have the chance to upgrade your arsenal. The overworld is a 16x8 grid of screens. Mapping it, on paper or mentally, helps you track secrets, dungeon entrances, and shops. Knowing where you are relative to where you've been is extremely useful for finding secrets and navigating efficiently. Sometimes, it pays to leave one enemy alive. In both dungeons and the overworld, leaving a single enemy prevents the full group from respawning when you return, keeping backtracking manageable. That said, fully clearing a room is often worth it, since many dungeon rooms only drop keys, rupees, or bombs after every enemy is defeated. Weigh the reward against the risk, and if you know you'll be passing back through, consider leaving one enemy standing. Hyrule is filled with secrets that reward exploration, including hidden caves, concealed upgrades, fast travel shortcuts, and other surprises that help Link grow stronger as you uncover more of the map. These discoveries often tie directly into your progress, giving you useful items, extra health, or access to new areas as you continue your journey. There are 5 heart containers hidden in the overworld, and each one requires a specific item or action to reveal it. These are essential for increasing Link's maximum health. One screen south of the level 1 dungeon, burn the 5th bush from the right and a hidden staircase will appear leading to a heart container. Another one can be found 4 screens east of the starting screen on the south side of Hyrule. You can pick it up in a cave revealed by bombing the wall one space left of the path leading north. Go directly southeast from the Lost Hills and bomb the lower right side of the rock formation to reveal the cave entrance to another heart container. To reach the entrance to the next one, you will need the raft and head north from the dock located at the far east side of Hyrule. 2 screens south of that dock, use the ladder to walk across the water and collect the final overworld heart container that is clearly visible. The remainder of the heart containers are obtained in the dungeons after defeating each level's boss. Hyrule's overworld contains many bombable walls that hide secrets such as shops, gambling rooms, old ladies selling life potions, and rupee stashes. These walls have no visual identifiers, so you must learn their locations or bomb strategically. You can reveal 2 shops that sell magical shields, meat, and hearts. There are 4 hidden gambling rooms where you can try your luck at winning some extra rupees. You can find 3 old ladies who will sell you blue or red life potions once you've obtained the letter. There are 4 more caves that Link can uncover that reveal generous stashes of 30 rupees each. 2 locations contain the previously mentioned heart containers or a red life potion. Beware of the traps mentioned earlier, where you'll be charged 20 rupees for door repairs. Lastly, one of these bombable walls reveals the entrance to the level 9 dungeon. Some overworld screens contain bushes that hide secret staircases. Use the blue or red candle or the magical rod if you also have the Book of Magic to burn them and reveal additional shops, life potions, and rupees. You can reveal 2 shops that sell the magical shield, meat, and hearts. There are 2 old lady locations where you can buy blue or red life potions once you grab the letter. There are 7 more locations you can uncover that hide valuable rupee stashes, containing 10, 30, or a whopping 100 rupees. Another hides a heart container or a red life potion as previously covered. Avoid the 3 hazardous locations containing the old men who charge Link 20 rupees for door repairs. Lastly, 1 burned bush reveals the entrance to the level 8 dungeon. Certain Armo statues can conceal hidden staircases, and touching the correct ones will reveal entrances leading to useful items, rupees, and clues. One of them reveals the power bracelet that can be used to push certain overworld rocks. Another exposes a shop that sells small keys, the valuable blue ring, and meat. 2 of them reveal hidden stashes of 10 and 30 rupees. One hides a cave with an old man who tells Link the secret is in the tree at the dead end, which is an in-game clue that points to the burnable bush leading to the entrance to level 8. After Link obtains the power bracelet, he can start moving the 4 special rocks scattered around the overworld. Each of these rocks hides a shortcut cave with an old man who says take any road you want. Entering one of these caves lets you choose between 3 different exits, creating a simple but extremely useful fast travel system that helps you jump across Hyrule much faster than walking the long way around. You will encounter a looping forest maze known as the Lost Woods in the southwestern area of Hyrule. To pass through the Lost Woods, you must exit the screen in a specific order. First go north, then west, then south, and finally west again. Getting it wrong sends Link back to the start. In the cave in the far southwestern corner of Hyrule, you can meet an old lady, and if you pay her enough, she'll tip you off to this Lost Woods navigation secret. In northeastern Hyrule, there's a looping maze known as the Lost Hills that hides the entrance to the level 5 dungeon. If you walk into the waterfall on the screen just west of the Lost Hills, Link enters a hidden cave where for the right price, an old woman will give Link the clue, go up, the mountain ahead, which means that you must walk north 4 times in a row to find the dungeon entrance of level 5. There's a hidden cave entrance in the far northeastern corner of the map. It can be accessed from the screen just south of it, where Link can walk through a hidden passage in the north wall, enter the cave, to find a 100 rupee stash. On the original hardware, you can save your game without having to die first. Normally the save screen only appears after Link bites the dust, but there's a hidden way to access it anytime. First, press Start on Controller 1 to open the subscreen, then press Up and A simultaneously on Controller 2. The save screen will appear, letting you save your progress without Link having to die. If you've already conquered Hyrule once and want to dive straight into the more challenging remixed adventure, there's a handy shortcut. When creating a new save file, simply enter Zelda as your character's name, and the game will start you directly in the second quest. No need to play through the first quest at all. It's a great way for returning players to jump into the harder content right away. This section breaks down every dungeon in the first quest, covering where to find the key items, what the old men actually mean, which walls can be bombed, which blocks can be pushed, and where the bosses are located. Level 1, Eagle, is a simple, compact starter dungeon that eases new players into the game's combat and puzzle mechanics. The map is found in the room containing gels, and the compass is in the keys room on the east side of the dungeon. The wooden boomerang is earned by defeating the 3 red gorillas in the room north of the compass. Once all 3 are down, the item materializes in the center of the room. The bow is tucked behind the northernmost room. Push the leftmost block to reveal a staircase leading down to the side-scrolling item chamber. A couple of walls in the center can be bombed to create shortcuts. There are 2 pushable blocks in this dungeon, the one that uncovers the bow staircase, and another that opens the shutter door leading to the old man's room. The old man delivers the cryptic clue, "Eastmost Peninsula is the secret," a famously ambiguous line whose precise meaning is debated, though it is commonly associated with the Triforce piece being found on the far eastern side of the dungeon map. The level boss is Aquamentus, found at the dungeon's eastern end. One quirk worth knowing: when you first enter level 1, the northern door is locked. If you exit and re-enter, that door becomes unlocked, netting you an extra key that can be carried into later dungeons. Level 2, Moon, is a slightly larger layout with tougher enemies, introducing more strategic bomb use and early difficulty spikes. The map is in the southeastern gel room, and the compass is in the room just south of the map room. The magical boomerang is earned by clearing the gorillas in the room north of the map room. The old man in the northeastern room offers the clue, Dodongo dislikes smoke, the game's direct instruction that Dodongos are damaged by bombs. Bombable walls run along the eastern edge of the dungeon, connecting several rooms and allowing for key conservation. Dodongo awaits as the boss in the far northern room. Level 3, Manji, is a controversially shaped mid-sized dungeon that ramps up the difficulty with a layout that begins to challenge players with more complex navigation. The map is in the east side Zol room, and the compass is in the west side keys room. The raft is found at the bottom of the staircase in the Darknet room in the dungeon's southwestern corner. A pushable block opens the shutter door, granting Link access to the old man's room, where the hint reads, "Did you get the sword from the old man at the top of the waterfall?" A pointer to the White Sword's overworld location. A few walls on the path toward the eastern side of the dungeon can be bombed to reveal shortcuts. Manhamla is the boss, stationed in the far eastern room. Level 4, Snake, is a more complex structure with heavier enemy pressure and navigation that revolves around obtaining the ladder to progress. The map is found amid the gels in the northern portion of the level, and the compass is in the southeast, guarded by Veers. The ladder is obtained by pushing the block in the eastern room and descending the revealed staircase. Manhamla returns as a mini-boss, blocking access to the old man's room. The old man delivers the clue, "Walk into the waterfall," pointing Link toward the hidden cave behind the overworld waterfall. Several bombable walls in the northern area open into a room stocked with rubies. The boss is the 2-headed Gleeok, reached by pushing the block in the room to his west. Level 5, Lizard, is a devious dungeon that requires the recorder to weaken its boss and features some of the trickiest room layouts so far. The map is near the center, just north of a room where Dodongos serve as a mini-boss, and the compass is in the east side Darknet room. The recorder is accessed by clearing the northern Darknet room and pushing the center block to expose the staircase. This dungeon contains 3 old men. One delivers the clue, Digdogger hates certain kind of sound, spelling out the recorder's role in the boss fight. Another offers the cryptic line, "Secret power is said to be in the arrow," which may allude to Pohl's voices being weak to arrows being required to defeat Goma, or the silver arrow being needed to finish off Ganon. The third old man sells a bomb capacity upgrade for 100 rupees. Several bombable walls open alternate routes and passages to the old men. 2 additional pushable blocks reveal staircases leading to a passage connecting the northern and southern sections of the dungeon. Digdogger is the boss, found in the northwestern region of the dungeon. Level 6, Dragon, is a large, sprawling dungeon where players must carefully manage resources as enemies and traps grow increasingly punishing. The map is in a northwestern room guarded by keys, likes, and bubbles, and the compass is in the far southwestern Zol's room. The magical rod is obtained by clearing the northern room and pushing the center block to uncover the staircase. 2 old men reside in this dungeon. One delivers the clue. There are secrets where fairies don't live, a reference to the 3 fairy fountains on the overworld. 2 house fairies, while the third sits empty, and playing the recorder at the empty one reveals the entrance to level 7. The other old man gives the clue, aim at the eyes of Goma, describing the only way to damage the boss. Several walls in the northwest can be bombed to create shortcuts. Among the dungeon's pushable blocks, one opens the shutters in the western room with the wizrobes and likes, and another near the center reveals a staircase leading to a passageway connecting to a room in the northeast. A 3-headed Gleeok appears as a mini-boss. A red Goma guards this level's boss chamber. A useful trick is to equip the bow before stepping into Goma's room. The moment you enter, fire immediately. If Goma's eye is open, a single arrow ends the fight. Level 7, Demon, is a wide, labyrinth-like layout full of returning mini-bosses and branching routes that test your ability to read the map and conserve keys. The map is tucked in a northwestern room, and the compass is in the south-central Stolfo's room. The red candle is obtained by clearing the northern room and pushing the western block to expose the staircase. The hungry gorilla is encountered here and must be appeased with meat before he will allow you to pass. 2 old men are present. One shares the clue. There's a secret in the tip of the nose, pointing to a pushable block that reveals a staircase leading to the room west of the boss chamber. The other sells a bomb capacity upgrade for 100 rupees. Numerous bombable walls weave through the maze-like layout and uncover a room full of rupees. Several bosses reappear as mini-bosses, including Digdogger and Dodongo. Aquamentus returns as the level 7 dungeon boss. Level 8, Lion, is one of the longest and most enemy-dense dungeons, packed with tough foes, multiple mini-bosses, and 2 major items hidden deep inside. The map is guarded by a Manhandla mini-boss, and the compass is in the east side Pool's voice room. 2 special items are obtainable in this level, the Book of Magic in a southwestern room, and the magical key along the northeastern side. Both are accessed by clearing their respective rooms and pushing the westernmost block to reveal the staircase. In this dungeon, you can encounter 2 old men. One gives Link the clue. Spectacle Rock is an entrance to death, cryptically identifying the overworld entrance to level 9. The other says, 10th enemy has the bomb. The mechanic it describes is defeating 9 enemies in a row without taking a hit, and killing the 10th with the bomb guarantees a bomb drop, even from enemies not normally programmed to drop them. Many walls throughout this dungeon can be bombed to create shortcuts and gain access to a rupee-filled room. A pair of staircases leads to a passageway connecting the east side of the level to the room south of the boss chamber. Both Manhandla and Goma appear multiple times as mini-bosses. A 4-headed Gleeok guards the boss chamber. Level 9, Death Mountain, is a massive final labyrinth filled with the game's hardest enemies and a complex network of passages that demand full mastery of the game's mechanics, ending in the climactic showdown to rescue Princess Zelda. The map is guarded by a Patra on the eastern edge of the level, and the compass is near the center on the eastern side in a wizrobe room reachable only by bombing its northern wall. Both the red ring and silver arrows are obtained here. The silver arrows are hidden in the northwestern corner, behind a staircase concealed by a pushable block, while the red ring is in the northeastern corner, accessed by pushing the westernmost block to reveal its staircase. Link encounters multiple old men throughout. One blocks the entrance and declares, "One who does not have Triforce can't go in," refusing passage until all 8 Triforce fragments have been collected. Another says Patra has the map, directing Link to the Patra-guarded room on the eastern side. A third says go to the next room, hinting that a bombable wall to the west opens a path forward. The most important of all says Eyes of Skull has a secret. The dungeon map takes the shape of a skull, and the right eye conceals the compass while the left eye is the chamber where Princess Zelda is held. This dungeon has the highest density of bombable walls in the game, spread across many rooms. Numerous pushable blocks hide staircases feeding into a network of 6 underground passages that must be navigated to reach the boss chamber. Ganon is the final boss, found in his chamber just south of Zelda's room, and with the silver arrows in hand, his reign over Hyrule ends. The Legend of Zelda is one of the most influential games ever made, and its origin story is packed with clever ideas, hardware workarounds, and bold design choices. From a gold cartridge to a Triforce borrowed from a samurai crest to a princess named after a 1920s literary icon. Nintendo wasn't even sure players would embrace such a big, open-ended adventure, but the gamble paid off in a massive way. The Legend of Zelda launched in Japan in 1986 on the Famicom Disk System, then arrived on the NES in 1987. It was an instant classic, and the momentum never stopped. As of 2026, the franchise has sold over 190 million copies worldwide, cementing it as one of gaming's most important series. In Japan, the game's full title was the Hyrule Fantasy, Zelda no Densetsu. Hyrule Fantasy was meant to brand the entire franchise, not just one game. That idea was dropped after the first release, and the subtitle never made it overseas, leaving us with the simpler name we know today, The Legend of Zelda. The iconic gold cartridge was made to echo the game's golden Triforce. Late in the NES's life, Nintendo quietly switched to a standard gray shell, likely to cut costs as the Super Nintendo era approached. That plain gray version is now the rarer collector's item. Shigeru Miyamoto developed Zelda's sense of discovery from his childhood adventures exploring the hills near Kyoto, stumbling onto hidden caves and lakes. He wanted Zelda to feel like the opposite of Super Mario Bros. Mario was fast and linear, while Zelda was slow, open, and full of secrets. Both games came from the same team around the same time. The Legend of Zelda started out completely different than the game we know today. One early concept had 2 players, one building dungeons, the other exploring them, until the team realized exploring was simply more fun. Another prototype dropped Link straight into a dungeon with no overworld at all, inspired by early RPGs like the Black Onyx and Ultima. Eventually, those ideas merged into the overworld plus dungeon structure that defines the series. Koji Kondo originally arranged Ravel's Bolero for the title screen music. It fit the opening crawl perfectly, but right before launch, the team found it was still under copyright in Japan, just 1 month short of the 50-year mark. Kondo had to write a replacement overnight, and that replacement became one of gaming's most iconic melodies. So, how did the princess get her name? A Nintendo PR planner pitched a storybook where Link rescues a princess, and suggested naming her Zelda after Zelda Fitzgerald, wife of novelist F. Scott Fitzgerald. Miyamoto wasn't sold on the storybook, but he loved the name, calling it pleasant and significant. The book never happened, but the name stuck forever. That iconic 3-triangle Triforce wasn't invented from scratch. It closely resembles the centuries-old crest of Japan's Hojo clan, a samurai family whose symbol is still recognizable across the country today. Beat the game once, and the second quest rearranges things, including the shapes of the first 5 dungeons, which, lined up in the correct order, spell out the name Zelda. In the original Japanese release for the Famicom, Pole's voice enemies could be killed instantly by yelling or blowing into the second controller's built-in mic. So when the game came west and the mic was removed from the NES controllers, that trick disappeared, but the manual's description, "He hates loud noises," stayed, confusing players for decades. As we discussed earlier in the video, Link can only carry 255 rupees. That's because the developers stored that value in a single 8-bit memory slot, which holds a maximum value of 255, a hardware shortcut that kept the game fast and efficient, at a time when every byte mattered. Lastly, Zelda was one of the first NES games with a battery-backed save feature, letting players store progress right on the cartridge instead of starting over every time. It helped pave the way for lengthy, more ambitious adventures on the system. Thanks for hanging out for this deep dive into a classic. If you're into these retro manual breakdowns and want more episodes to hit your feed automatically, go ahead and tap subscribe. It helps the channel grow and makes sure you never miss the next adventure. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us which game you want to see next, or share your own memories of this one. Your comments shape what we cover, and the best suggestions always turn into future episodes. If you enjoyed this one, hit like so more retro fans can find it, and we'll see you in the next manual mode.